You're now ready to adjust your brakes. To begin with, on this bicycle we have tons of space between the rim and the braking surface. So to shorten that distance, I'm going to loosen up the cable bolt, and I'm going to squeeze the brake to the rim and then let it off a little bit and retighten the bolt. Making sure that your quick release lever is facing down. We now move to the front of the bicycle, taking our 10mm wrench. We squeeze the brake and loosen the bolt. Once the bolt is loosened, let release the pressure on the brake lever and move the braking surface up to the center of the rim. Then squeeze your brake again and tighten your brake pad. Sometimes when you tighten this, the brake will lift. You can usually use your hand strength, and dip it back down again. You just want to make sure that they're even in the center of the rim, the rim's braking surface. So now I come to the left side, squeezing the brake lever. Loosen this, release the brake. Slide the braking pad up to the center of the rim braking surface. Squeeze the brake again. And tighten it. Now on this side, the rear has a tendency more to pull up. So when you get it to a good tightening level, put your thumb under the front, pulling up, and then tighten the bolt. You want to re-squeeze the brake and make sure that it's even, like so. This is also a great time to check if your wheels are true. Out of the box, your wheels may or may not need truing. You are now ready to see if your wheels are true. If they are not, this task will require the truing wrench, which you can pick up at your local bike shop for about $5. To see if your wheel needs truing, you want to look through the space between your braking surface and the rim and simply spin the wheel. Now if the space changes, like the rim moves more towards one side or the other, that means your wheel is not true. If there's slight variance, that's okay. It's when you have a wobble that you really want to fix that. So again, you spin the wheel until you find your problem area. I have found mine, and it's on the left side. So to correct the problem, I will tighten the spokes on the right side of the rim. I will find the proper size, according to my wrench, of the spoke. Using the number 13 opening, I will place it on the spoke. Looking down at the rim, I will spin it counterclockwise. It is very important when you're truing that you work in quarter-turn increments. So I will turn this spoke, and I will move to the next spoke on the right side only, because the problem area is on my left, and I will tighten that. I will then put it back, spin the wheel again, move the wheel through again to make sure that it's fine. I've now corrected the problem, and this bike is ready to test in other spots. Spinning the wheel, I see there are no other spots, which lets me know this wheel is now true. We're now ready to take our bike out of our mechanic stand and adjust it for our riding height and preferences. So, we can start at the front of the bicycle with the stem and handlebar set up. Taking our Allen key tool, we'll loosen the stem bolts until the handlebars are movable. Once they are, you want to adjust the handlebar height to where the top of the handlebars are level to the ground. Having acquired the height I desire, I now come back and I tighten the bolts, alternating bolts. It's very important that the space between the top and the bottom of the stem bolts is equal and that they are tightened evenly. This is another area that you want to apply a pretty good amount of pressure to make sure they're tight. As you can see, I'm really making sure these are tight. Next, I'm going to come to the seat using a 6mm Allen wrench. And I'm going to make sure the seat itself is level to the ground. Sometimes the seat may be up or down too far. So, I want to find the in-between ground of the levelness, which is about right there. Now I want to slide my finger to hold that in place and move the seat forward so that the numbers and the ends of the numbers on the seat, on the rails of the seat post, line up with the width of the seat. Then taking my 6mm Allen tool, I'm going to tighten down the seat. I'm going to finish it off with one last pull. Now, determining ride height is another important aspect to the comfort of riding and to guarantee more comfort on longer rides. So, to get that, I'll step over the bicycle and I'll place the pedal straight down. Once it's down, I'll place my heel on it. And you might want to do this against the wall. I have the mechanic stand. And sit on the bicycle. I mean, right away, you can see this seat is too high for me. So I'll come back, undo the quick release, push the seat down to a height where you think it'll work, and replant it. Then, hand against the wall or against a solid object, come up, and back pedal, still, going down, until your leg is straight. You don't want your leg locked out, as this will cause problems. You want it almost locked out. So I know right now I need to lower the seat about another inch. So at this point I'll step off the bicycle, open the quick release, slide the seat down, then look with an aiming eye, and we'll straighten the seat out with the top tube. Come to here, come to the seat collar, tighten the bolt, and press the quick release latch down. After inflating your tires, your bicycle is now ready to ride. You will also need to tune your front and rear derailleurs, which we have. You're now ready to adjust your brakes. To begin with, on this bicycle we have tons of space between the rim and the braking surface. So to shorten that distance, I'm going to loosen up the cable bolt, and I'm going to squeeze the brake to the rim and then let it off a little bit and retighten the bolt. Making sure that your quick release lever is facing down. We now move to the front of the bicycle, taking our 10mm wrench. We squeeze the brake